This is Ashley Hodge with a Sikkim 365 post-game podcast, and we're coming to you after Baylor's 65-62 loss against Texas Tech. A disappointing outcome, one we have not seen in a very long time in the Farrell Center, because when was the last time we lost a game in the Farrell Center?
Ooh, been a while.
Yeah. Oh, Kansas 2 years ago, I think was the last one. I'm joined by Casey White. You are BU Bear in Houston.
That's it. BU Bear HOU.
On the message board. So we're going to do a post-game call-in show here. I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to vent about this loss. Just some of my comments, obviously not the prettiest offensive performance. We listened to Coach Drew in the post-game. He was saying that, they played really good basketball for about the first 15 minutes. I think they had a 31-18 lead. They built that double-figure lead, and then just really took the foot off the gas. Texas Tech was the more aggressive team the rest of the way, really took the fight to Baylor. I think Baylor didn't respond well. They turned it over too much. They became passive. Particularly, I thought Kendall Brown was way too passive on both ends of the court. They gave up some easy layups and, just led to the loss. And that happens. These are college kids. We got to remember that. But a good chance for them to rebound Saturday against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's a lot like Texas Tech. They play really good defense, and they will ugly up the game with their athleticism, built very similar to Texas Tech. So if Baylor doesn't get better quick and bring a lot more oomph and fight, to the game, then they could lose another one. James Akinjo, 17 points, but only 1 for 8 from 3. He struggled from the 3-point line today. Adam Flagler was 5 for 8 from 3, but he missed key free throws. Equal opportunity blame here. Matthew Meyer really had a tough game in a lot of areas. Did pretty well in the glass, but took some really ill-advised shots, I thought. And we didn't get much from Flo. And Jonathan, offensively, Jonathan did score 4 points, had 10 rebounds, but let up some easy layups. I thought he struggled on defense. LJ chipped in 10 points, but he wasn't his best game. He turned it over 4 times. A lot of those were pretty sloppy turnovers. So equal opportunity blame. Let's hear your calls. 254-339. 1122. My eyesight's not good enough to read that, and I forget the number. 254-339-1122. We'd love to hear from you, hear about your thoughts on this loss to Texas Tech. Congratulations to Texas Tech. They're playing very well, and this is a big win for them. It's something that Chris Beard never was able to do. Mark Adams has already got a win in the Farrell Center and also beat Kansas. So he's off to a good start. They're a pretty good team. They're a tough team. And when they get Terrence Shannon back, they're going to be even tougher. And they may be in the driver's seat after this win tonight in the Big 12 race. This, gave Baylor an opportunity to really separate themselves in the conference race with a win, but they didn't get it done. So onward and upward. Oklahoma State is next. Let's hear your thoughts. Any calls in the hopper, Armstrong? None yet. Okay. Let me see if I got any texts. While I'm looking at my text case, and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, disappointing outcome. Obviously, you hope to win your home games. You want to win your home games in conference. Certainly, Tech's the dog of a team. They got some dudes. They got some guys that are going to play hard, right. And they did. And they were the better team in the second half. We were looking through some of these stats, and we got a quick going flat line. Where we're just not scoring. You go 6 minutes to close the half. Just no buckets, just inviting them back in the game. I think we had a 3 or 4 or 5 minute stretch in the first part of the first half. And then, just obviously that last part of the game, Tech couldn't miss, it seemed like. They went 4 for 5 down the stretch. And, that last possession wasn't our best look, obviously. But, I still, haven't been a Baylor fan for a little while. How fun is it to be talking about such a disappointing loss, being the number 1 team in the country, first loss of the year? Yeah, it's towards the middle of January. Yeah.
Broke a 21-game winning streak.
Yeah, and that's a bummer. I hate to break those streaks, but I'm gonna focus on #blessed.
Yeah, no doubt. Jeremy Sohan, we missed him. He really brings a lot and brings a lot of calming influence to the team. And I think you hit on something. The ball movement was not good tonight. It just a lot of too much dribbling. James had a pretty good floor game. He's up 5 assists, 1 turnover. I thought he did fine, but a little bit too much, dribbling the air out of the ball. They got to move the ball better. Armstrong, we got a call in the hopper.
We do. It is Anton,
welcome to the Sick'em 365 post-game show.
Hey, I'm a Tech fan, but I was just calling to ask, who do y'all think are like the favorites for the Big 12 as of right now? And what's your thoughts are between Tech and Baylor?
Yeah, let's see who Ken Pom has as the favorite right now. I think Tech has put themselves solidly in the conversation. So right now, Ken Pom, after the game tonight, still has Baylor as the favorite, 14-4. Texas Tech 11-7, Kansas 11-6. They got a makeup game. You know, Tech's got a tough stretch. I know they play Thursday against Oklahoma State, very similar team to them, but it's at home, so they should win that one. And then who do they turn around and play Saturday? Do you know that off the top of your head, Antoine? Kansas State?
I think it's Kansas State.
At Kansas State, yes, that's not an easy place to get a win. But if they can, you know, get these next two and then win the game against Iowa State, they're in a pretty good spot. I mean, you know, if they're 6-1, you know. I think they want to be, you know, 7-2, 8-1 at the turn. I mean, that's where you got to be if you're going to win the conference, and you know that's possible.
Well, I was just curious about like bracketology and like tournament seeding and stuff. It's like I'm assuming Baylor would be like, you know, a 1 seed, and if what Kim Palm has, you know, for the tournament seeding stuff, you guys knew that.
Well, yeah, I think they're still in that 1 seed, you know, based on the body of work. They're still solidly in the 1 seed line, but I mean, I got to think Tech is a 3 or a 4, you know.
Yep.
Big 12 is going to be a war. I don't think 14-4, I guess it's possible for Baylor. I mean, especially if they get Sohan back. But again, remember, Terrence Shannon hasn't been playing for Tech, and that's a big weapon. If he can get healthy, Tech looks good. They're going to be a tough out, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your call.
Who do you think has the best defense in the Big 12?
I'd say Tech. Tech.
Yeah, I mean it was a war tonight.
Yeah. No, I think you gotta say, you know, Tech is the best defense, and I kind of expected that, and the metrics bear that out. You know, they are number 4 in the nation. Iowa State's actually number 6. You know, so they're right there. And then Baylor's number 9. I mean, you got a lot of teams. Oklahoma State 12. Again, you know, Oklahoma State's probably a poor man's version of Tech. Not as good offensively.
Yeah.
And but you know, almost right there defensively. Not as good defensively as Tech, but they have a lot of the same characteristics. That's going to be a war Thursday night between Oklahoma State and Texas Tech.
Yeah, Tech they just didn't give you anything easy. You know, everything kind of you had to work hard for, and then they'd look to be in zone. And then suddenly they'd match up again. I mean, they were throwing some interesting stuff out there. So they're on that side of the floor. They're tough.
Yeah, they're tough. Kansas is up on Iowa State.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for the call. Just some other scores around the Big 12. So West Virginia is solidly beating Oklahoma State right now. Texas is up solidly on Oklahoma at home, and then Kansas is winning against Iowa State. So everyone is protecting their home court except for the Baylor Bears. All right, Armstrong, we got another call in the hopper?
No more calls. We got some comments on the YouTube chat.
Okay, let's hear them.
Keith says Flagler was really a mixed bag tonight. Some clutch shots, but also some costly turnovers and forced shots.
Yeah, some forced shots and some really bad free throw shooting. Uncharacteristic for him. Yeah. I mean, he's normally right on the money from the free throws, but tonight was not his night in that area.
61% free throw, 61.5. I mean, you know, that's 5 misses. Lose by 3. That hurts. Just make a few more of those. It's a different game. We're not looking to jack up a 3 at the end of the game. Maybe those were definitely disappointing.
No doubt.
I mean, Meyer, I think 1 for 4 from the line. You know, that's a killer.
Yep. Yeah. Meyer. This was not one that you want to put on film for Matthew Meyer for sure. I mean, you know, he had some good moments. I'm not saying the effort wasn't there, but certainly was very erratic to say the least. Maceo Teague tweet, these boys acting like they just won the Natty, laughing out loud. Yeah. So, you know, hey, we can't get too down on these guys. You know, they need encouragement. Hopefully this won't affect the crowd too much on Saturday. Need a big crowd there in Waco on Saturday. And, you know, it's going to take a really focused effort. I've seen some slippage defensively. I mean, look, you're going to have nights when you struggle offensively, and But those nights, especially against a team like Tech, who is not the best offensive team in the world, you just gotta gut out a 55-50 win, kind of like Iowa State did against Tech and Ames. And I think Baylor's defense really let them down tonight. As bad as the offense was in stages, you've got to hang your hat on defense and rebounding and effort every night. And Baylor has slipped in that area so far in conference play.
We had
they've been good enough offensively where it hasn't mattered, but it caught up to them tonight.
There were too many sequences where on the defensive end, we're lethargic, we're slow-footed. They get a basket, we're on offense. We barely move the ball. It's we do blacktop one-on-one ball. We put up a bad shot. They get a rebound. They go down. Too many of those sequences in a row.
Yeah.
And like we said on the way over here, you have a big lead. You got to put your foot on their throat and close it out.
Yeah.
If anybody watched first half, you're going, whoa, this is a national championship team. This team is ready to go.
Yeah.
And so put it to 20 instead of closing to 6. Get a 20-point lead at half. Just take their will, get them the bus started to head out. But instead, you give them life and they get back into the game.
Yep, no doubt about it. Anything else, Armstrong? Any calls in the hopper yet?
Still no calls.
Baylor fans are not wanting to talk about this game. I'm kind of surprised.
We got some Tech fans making their voices heard on the chat that I would love to hear on the phone lines. So that's definitely Aaron Wilson. I'm looking at you. But we got some more. Keith also says, who is the point guard when Akinjo is on the bench? The ball really stuck at points in the game, especially in late first half. Yeah, that's all right. We got a couple definite for show discussion. Curious on, this is from BU Free. Curious on our end of the half and into the game. We seem to never run a play. We just do ISO for James. He was 1 for 8 from 3 with 19 seconds left. Run a play for Flagler, something other than a dribble, and Jack a contested 3. Yeah, I'm not going to get too down. I think James had a pretty good floor game. Yeah, he missed a lot of threes tonight. It's going to happen, but he was penetrating in the paint. He took care of the ball. 5 assists, 1 turnover. Wasn't a perfect game from him. Took some ill-advised shots, but overall, he's the guy I'm probably least down on about this performance.
Yeah, he's the engine right now.
Yeah, and I think he gives tremendous effort on defense as well. So, but he has done well at the end of half situations, like just because he's so quick and get that little pull-up jumper at the elbow. But tonight they needed a 3. Would have been nice if he could have gotten in the paint and then kicked out, but that didn't happen. So
I think the last sequence is a little bit of a microcosm of the game where, like I said, everything was hard. Right. And Tech's not just going to say, "Oh, hey, take an open 3. Yeah. Take an open 3." That's not going to work.
They're
and of
great
course,
defensively.
Absolutely. So they were trying to do that, but like you said, I can't disagree with the text or the reach out. It's one of those. It didn't look like we had to play it. It looks like it was, hey, give it to Akinjo. Hopefully he gets a pick or something, but it wasn't really working.
Right.
But I got February 16th circled. I'm excited about the Lubbock. I'm excited about them getting up to Lubbock. I think they're going up there inspired, and I think they're gonna. I think it's gonna be a slugfest.
Oh yeah, this is a tough-minded team, and I have no doubt that they're going to be ready to get some revenge in Lubbock, and that's going to be not an easy place to play. But this team kind of thrives on quieting crowds, and I think they'll be up for the task. I think they can go there and win that game. What other good comments do we have in the chat?
We got Ray still in 329. Some of these usernames. Do you think we should have gone for a quick layup and foul versus waiting on the 3 at the end of the game?
Yeah, but that's easier said than done. You're talking about doing that against the top 5 defense with length all over the place. There's no guarantee we would have been able to convert that. What we should have done is not allowed them to get scores in 4 of their last 5 possessions and put ourselves in the hole where we were in that situation. But that's obviously hindsight. All right, so I got a question here. What's the deal with Meyer? I know he's been working on his defense, but that was supposed to be in addition to his offensive prowess. Seems like he's regressed this year on offense. Yeah, he had a bad game. He's in a slump. He's got to get better. I don't know if it's, who knows? Is he putting enough time in the gym? Is he is he working, to refine the areas that he needs to, his shooting? I don't know the question of that, but sure. He missed what? He's 1 for 4 from free throws. Is that right?
He's 1 for 4. Yeah. 0 for 3 at 3.
He's too good of a shooter. He's got to he's a guy that should be a 40% shooter from three, and he should also be a 75, 80% free throw shooter.
But how about that haircut? I mean, the little Z lightning
maybe the hair needs to be cut. Maybe that's the answer. I love Matt, but
he's got a little,
and I do like his effort on the glass. I do like what I see from him defensively. Yeah, but he's got to get. We need to rely on him. Like going into the season, I think you would say Flagler, Kenjo, and Meyer were the three guys you thought you could rely on.
Yeah.
And then probably Jonathan, being that role guy, being the vital, does all the dirty work. And, Crier's been really good offensively. But, we need Meyer to step up. Kendall Brown, as much hype as he was getting, he looked like Perry Jones out there.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Just too passive. Not asserting himself. Didn't look like he wanted a part of the fight. Made some spectacular plays, made a spectacular dunk. I mean, Perry did that too, but we need to see him really take a step as far as his aggressiveness.
I totally agree. I had the same name in my head when I was watching him. I just said, this guy's got talent oozing out of his pores.
Right.
And he can get a look when he wants it, and he can penetrate when he wants to. And there were so many times it felt like the guys would drive. And I looked from my vantage point where, hey, take it up strong, draw a foul, get a charge once in a while, but take it up strong.
Yeah.
Dunk it, lay up something, but instead we would dish. And oftentimes the guy you dished to was covered. So it wasn't like it was looking for an open three or something. So I saw Kendall do that a few times. I mean, I was really hoping to see him and Sohan tonight. Obviously, Sohan's out, but those are the two guys right now. They've got talent everywhere, and Kendall just didn't, I wouldn't call it a bad game. He just, like you said, was timid, was passive.
Yep. Yeah. And my experience, I'm sure there's exceptions to this, but most guys that do well in the NBA and stick in the NBA have a dominate college, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if I'm looking at, if I'm an NBA scout or a GM, I'm looking for guys that are going to dominate in college before I risk a first round pick on them. I mean, that's just, and so I think Kendall can get there, but he's not there yet.
Yeah.
He's got to show a lot of upward trajectory and especially in the assertiveness, aggressiveness standpoint for sure. Armstrong, anything in the hopper? Nothing yet?
Nothing in the hopper. We got some stuff in the on Sikkim 365 chat.
Okay.
Jay Bear says too much ball movement leading to turnovers and failure to guard the post were the biggest weaknesses I saw.
Yeah.
Tech was finally going to be the one to exploit it. He says we got Girl Friday on the text line says figure out what went wrong and get it fixed. Get Sohan back and play pissed off the rest of the season. Girl Friday.
Girl Friday. I love it.
The good thing about this loss is it's basketball.
Yep.
That's right.
You can have literally 8 losses and make the tournament. And
that's true.
There's a lot of time to fix.
Yeah. I think it's a good time to have a loss, honestly. I mean,
for sure.
Let's have it before we even got the thing ramped up. Let's go on a nice little 3, 4, 5, 6 game streak here, win a few in a row, get our confidence back. Like you said at the turn, be 8-1, something like that. This is not a bad team. Texas Tech is a good team.
Yeah.
You might have lost to the next best team. Kansas is obviously very good, but Texas Tech is right there.
Sure.
So this isn't a clunker like a K-State loss,
right.
or certainly like a TCU. This is a team you want to beat at home.
Yep.
But hey, this happens.
And it is disappointing, the home aspect, because we know how tough this conference is going to be.
Yep.
You want to protect your home court. You can't lose another one at home.
That's right.
You cannot lose another one at home.
No.
So I think you control that. Again, you're going to have bad shooting nights, but the defense, the intensity, the rebounding has to be there every night. I just don't see the same energy that I saw against Michigan State, against Villanova, against Stanford. And I haven't really seen it in conference. Maybe it's because the teams are so much better, but I think a lot of it has to do with just some complacency set in.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is a wake-up call. I think we'll see an inspired team Saturday. All right, so this is from Rifle Bear. Heard the Meyer question. Meyer doesn't get enough touches yet to make an impact on offense. Our offense isn't designed for our wings to touch it a lot or score yet. Meyer was passive on late drives and should have taken 5-footers instead of passing. He just gets excited when he makes a big play on defense. The crowd gets into it. He jacks up a quick shot on offense because he doesn't get many touches. Yeah, there may be something to that. I know Larry Gate was big on suggesting that Matt initiate some of the offense from the top of the key. He's tall. He can see over the zone, or if there's a zone, like that was interesting about Tech. They actually mixed in some zone.
Yeah.
And what they did, I mean, to my untrained eye, was they started out in a zone,
right,
but then they switched back to their no middle man-to-man defense to really give Baylor some confusion. I thought that was pretty smart on their part, and really tricked Baylor up and stopped their momentum that they had early on in the game.
Right.
But again, congrats to them. Big win on Saturday. They come and get another big win, and they got 2 more this week, so that's a tough stretch for them. But hey, they took the fight to Baylor, and they got it done, and you got to give them their kudos.
That second half, I think we heard on the radio, that second half field goal percentage for Tech was the worst against us this season, or best, however you want to put it.
Yep.
So they were making buckets,
like 54%.
4 or 5 down the stretch. We gave up 39 points in the second half. That we can't have that happen. That just can't happen, particularly at home. And then on the offensive side, it's too much standing around. Anybody that played basketball at any level, coach will tell you, if you want the ball, move without the ball. You got to be moving. Don't go plant yourself in the corner and get yourself behind the backboard, for heaven's sakes. Like, move around, look for a ball, something. Yeah. So that just got stagnant for a bit. And of course, we don't have the benefit of knowing what's being called, and but.
Yep, we got a call here.
We got a call from El Mariachi.
Hey, El Mariachi, what's going on?
Hey, Ashley.
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, sorry, long-time caller, first-time listener. Wanted to ask you real quick, what do you think about Kendall Brown and kind of his trend over the last few games? It seems to me like he's more Perry Jones than Anthony Jones lately. He's kind of disappearing in some of the big moments. He wasn't really much of a factor against TCU. Was sort of a non-factor tonight. He seems to be playing real timid. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that already. We did make the comparison to Perry Jones. I think it's a good one. Super athletic, crazy, like speed, bounce. I just want to see that dog. I want to see that aggressiveness. I want to see like him take his assertiveness to another level. He's got it leaves you wanting, I guess. From a he glides too much, and I mean, hey, he's going up against older guys, and he's having to play inside a lot, and I mean, he makes spectacular plays. I'd love to see us figure out a way to get more backdoor cuts in. We started doing that last year and really took advantage of Meyer, and even Maceo Teague had a few good ones. I think as the season goes along, we'll do that, but that's where he's at its best. I mean, he moves really well without the ball, and if we can get him involved, with some backdoor cuts, alley-oops, like we converted a few. Yep. James threw some nice passes. I think LJ may have threw the other one, but or maybe it was Adam, but they got some conversions on alley-oops to Matt and Kendall. But we need to see more of that. We need to get those guys more involved, because there's going to be nights like tonight where you just put too much pressure on your backcourt, and Texas Tech did a good job of frustrating them.
Yeah.
Good question.
Do you think we should run some plays to where we intentionally, even if it's like Meyer or everyday John, fouls Kendall? Because it seems to me like that's when he responded. Like
the Oregon game.
On the Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody just, even if it's our own guy, take a little elbow to the chin. Just get him fired up.
Maybe something to be said for that. I mean, it's that was one of my worries. Now, I mean, we have guys like, I think it starts with Akinjo. He's ultra competitive, but I think Jonathan's ultra competitive, but I worried that the competitiveness on this team would be a potential issue compared to last year.
Yeah.
And I think a game like tonight kind of showed that.
Yeah.
They just lacked again, it was a close game. They shot poorly, but it's the defense. It's just the lack of being able to really lock down and focus when they needed to.
Yeah.
But,
there wasn't a hunger. There
the hunger wasn't there. Right?
I mean, there were times I don't think guys wanted the ball. It's like, hey, the game's in the line. We're down 2, we're up 2, whatever. I want the ball. Give me the ball.
Yep.
And Akinjo always wants the ball, right? I mean, he's that guy. But you saw a lot of guys out there looking around, standing around.
Well, hopefully it's they respond positively. I think they will. Still tremendous, opportunity here to get a 1 seed, and it's so important to get that 1 seed, and Baylor fans need to continue to show up to the Farrell Center. It's a pretty good turnout tonight. Yeah. Obviously a lot of Tech fans there, too many, but getting the new arena can't come fast enough, because then I think you keep Baylor has proven that it can fill 7,000 seats.
That's right.
But not 10,000.
No.
So 3,000 of those seats are going to be the visitor,
Yep.
and a lot of these weeknight games, and that's bad. So if we can get to that 2 years from now, but hey, this year Baylor fans show up. It's important to get a 1 seed. It's
That's
important to have a route going through Fort Worth and going to San Antonio.
That's
to New Orleans. That's a much easier route
For sure.
and that's where you want your fans will so come support
doubt.
you. So it's really important to continue to show up and support this team. All right, Armstrong, who's the next call?
We got Steven from Virginia. Steven.
Hey, what's up, Steven?
Hey guys, I have a couple of points I want to discuss with y'all. First, I like what y'all are saying about Tech. This is going to be the hardest home game every year. Tech has an extremely large fan base and an extremely large fan base in Waco. And when you have that many extra seats, there are plenty of people to come fill it. I think we talked about the last post-game show. I told y'all I thought they were going to lose one of the next 3, and I chalked TCU up to it, and that didn't happen. And I think sometimes, especially a Power 5 team's not going to go undefeated, especially in the regular season. And it becomes really evident to me, and this is kind of the first talking point I wanted to ask y'all about, is that this is the night where you miss the senior leadership, because I think they've gotten away with losing focus a few times in a row here against Oklahoma, against Iowa State, against TCU, and were never really tested, or against TCU, they came back and blew the doors off. And so it's eventually you have to have that reset. And also, I thought they were really good in that 4-out and 1-in offense really early on. They took a 15-point lead, and it felt really good, and that's when they settled. And I thought Tech did a really good job of running them off the 3-point line. And, I saw Flagler and Akinjo take a lot of these awkward, really floaters. And I think it's because the program teaches a lot of floaters, right? Maceo, Jared, Davion were great at those floaters, but these guys are younger in the program. They're not seniors like the other guys were, so they haven't taken as many, so they're awkward and they're not great shots, and they should have just used more ball movement.
Yeah, the ball movement left a lot to be desired, no question about it. Too many turnovers. I mean, Tech's a team that is able to turn you over quite a bit, but still too many for my taste. But you bring up a good point, Stephen. Justin, who I had on the last post game show, mentioned that he made the analogy: you play with your food too much. That's kind of what I thought happened tonight. Did you have one other question or point that you wanted to make, Stephen? He's gone. Okay. Scotty B has a text here. The Baylor King. Tough loss tonight. We knew eventually a streak would come to an end. Hopefully, we bounce back at home against a probably tired Oklahoma State team. Very good point, because Oklahoma State plays Thursday night and then again Saturday, and they're taking their lumps tonight. Anyway, the Saturday might be a long one, because I'm going to be at the graveside of my late paternal grandfather that morning on Saturday. Well, condolences to you, Scotty B, the Baylor King. And
OSU's got 3 road games in a row.
Yeah.
That's a killer stretch.
Yep. All right, we got another call.
We got Matt in D.C.
Hey, what's up, Matt? How you doing?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Thanks for doing the show again, too.
Yeah.
Reality is March is all that matters. If we had won this game, we lose in Sweet 16, this win wouldn't have mattered. But saying that, I think the defense played like they normally do, played great, kept the team in the 60s. We just didn't score enough. Football team, every time they scored 30, we win. I think if this team, looking at the stats now, if we score 70, we should win every game.
Yeah.
So, I guess the new motto is just get to 70. That being said, I was waiting this entire game for someone on the offense just to step up. It's oh my God, we can't make an open shot. What do we do? Yeah. And Tech's defense was so damn good. I mean, I think they have I read somewhere they only have 2 or 3 guards on the team. The rest are just forwards. So
yeah, our
guards kind of shoot over 6'5", basically NBA heights.
Positionless basketball. Yeah, they
didn't know what to do. They had no clue what to do. I was all right, so who's going to step up? Samba, 2 points. Well, you're not doing anything. Matthew Mayer, hey, at least in 2020, the old Matt Mayer would, at least take some shots. And I'm like, dude, where are you at? I mean, you're doing everything else, but at least the old Matt Mayer scored points. So, I mean, and points are what matter. So if that's me calling them out, so be it. But, you got to step up. Someone's got to step up. That's all I'm going to say on the offense. Just someone take over. When it's all hell's breaking loose, like, hey, who's going to take over? So that's what I was looking for. It didn't happen tonight. Hopefully, just reset. We knew we were going to lose 2. So, you know what, just score 70, we win, guys. And thanks for doing the show. Keep it up. And I'll be in Morgantown on Tuesday. Hope some Bear fans can meet me up there.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
There you go.
I like the fire. He's a little angry, Yeah. I don't approve of the potty mouth. I don't like the D word. Let's keep it clean, guys. But if we're ticked about it, I mean, how do you think Drew's feeling right now?
Yeah.
How the players? I mean, they don't want to get beat at home.
Yep.
So
no question. Yeah, no, and I was going to make a point about Meyer. Meyer, when he gets in the paint, I want him taking all those shots where he's pulling up, facing the basket. He's really good at that. He makes a high percentage. Like he tried to make a pass to Flo when I think he should have just taken that shot. And then, but when he's taking contested threes, I don't want that. And I don't want the step backs. Like, like he's driving, then he takes a step back. Low percentage shot for every player. So like you want to see, good shots, and I thought our shot selection at times was poor. But, again, a credit to Texas Tech's defense. They were terrific.
There's very few guys that I want to see take a 12-foot jumper right now, 15-foot jumper. If you're going to shoot a 3 or take it to the rack, I mean, that's, there's Akinjo, he's got the green light. I mean, that kid can hit it from anywhere. Flagler certainly the same way. But like you said, I mean, I want Meyer to go strong. I want
Cryer. Cryer's good at that.
Cryer, no question, he is too.
Getting in the paint.
But yeah, the shot selection was definitely just frustrating at times. But again, with 3-point loss, we're nitpicking, right? We're finding these little things, and it's like if you take 1 or 2 of those things, we win maybe by 3 or something, 4 or 5. So it's I think it felt like when you had the lead we had, we were the better team, and we just didn't execute, we didn't close it out.
Yeah. And the thing to remember about a Texas Tech, and I think if you're going to bet on who's going to be there at the end, it's going to be Kansas and Baylor because, staff continuity, the experience, Tech has some guys, obviously Sutton's on the bench, and that's an experienced staff. Nork Adams been around the block, but it's still his first time as a head coach, and the ups and downs of the season. Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be some learning experiences that I think if you're a Tech fan, I'd maybe temper expectations a little bit and not think you're going to run away with the conference.
Right. No.
It's early in the race. I mean, they're good, but it's a long season. Got a lot of basketball to be played, and again, they've got 2 more this week.
Right.
So if they win both of those, then hey, they're doing great. But chances are they're going to drop one of those.
I mean, everybody in the conference has a loss right now. I mean, nobody's undefeated, and that's not going to happen. So
yep. All right, we got another call.
We got I believe Swinson.
Oh yeah. Hey Scott, how you doing?
No, it's S-Lynn, Steven.
Oh, Steven, I'm sorry.
Cold night out here.
Steven. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, you were trying to get in the studio, and we weren't answering the door. Did you knock on the door?
I'm waving at you through the window. But my question is hypothetically.
Yeah.
Which is a better team? Adams coaching the UT roster as it stands right now, or Beard coaching the current Tech roster?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Well, you got the best coach in college basketball.
Chris
on one
Beard,
side, right?
John Wooden Jr.
He could probably coach 5 guys over here at the YMCA to the at least the Sweet 16. I mean, he's done it so many times. He's
got them winning tonight. I will give him kudos. This they won Saturday, right? They beat Oklahoma State, correct?
Ooh, I don't know about that. I got to check that score real fast.
They lost by 13, but they are beating Oklahoma in Austin. Yeah, I think I would go with Adams. I mean, I think Adams is maybe the secret sauce behind the defense, and he's put together a pretty good roster. This is did a good job in the transfer portal. Got some key guys. I don't know if they'll stay happy all season long. He substitutes a lot. He really shuffles
line
them in and out.
changes. Yeah. Good. Now it's like watching a hockey game.
No doubt. All right, we got another call. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate the call.
We got another one, and we got Greg.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Hey guys, Greg Barnes here. Is Smokey not there?
Smokey is not here. Did
Smokey
you call?
and Paul don't let me on the show no more.
What's that?
But Smokey don't let me on back no more. Ever since I've done called Paul out, I assumed that he was whatever. But that's not the point.
You got a question?
I reckon. I feel like the Baylor done lost the Tech game because they didn't let Austin Sachs play. That boy, he pretty promising looking to me. I reckon that he could do. He could have done a better job, if they had that Austin Sachs boy up in there. What you reckon?
I think you got a great point. I mean, as far as we know, Baylor has never lost a game that Austin Sachs has played 20 minutes or more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, I mean, how can you argue with the logic? I mean, I'm sure.
Damn right.
Good night.
Damn right. That boy should have done played. Hey, let's tell Paul I'm sorry.
Okay. We will pass. We'll pass. We'll pass your.
I miss Smokey. I miss talking to Smokey. I know they miss me. I'm with the Baylor Bigfoot, by the way, too. He likes to say something.
Oh, dude, he's passing the phone.
Hey, guys, about to call in. Craig over here.
Where's he been?
I'm taking it back to his house. Really poor game. Really bad game officiating-wise. They called it dead ball. Should have been a live ball on a fast break. And that really broke the camel's back. Yep. I know it was only like 8 minutes left in the second half, but that really killed the momentum. So, all right, well, hang on, listen. Double B's and Greg Barnes. Oh!
I think he got COVID. Did you hear that cough?
You do not sound healthy, Baylor Bigfoot. Go see the doctor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do want to look up the Ken Palm referee rating for Jamie Lucky.
They all got better. I mean, I haven't seen a game officiated better than that. I mean, I thought they should win actually, but over the teams, and so I think we should. I'd give them a standing ovation if they were here right now. High five them, shake their hands.
All right, Roger Ayers is a good ref, he didn't. I didn't have any problem with him.
And he's got an honest haircut. That thing is one direction, straight back.
Yep. And but yeah, Jamie Lucky, he's got to be near the bottom of these
Chunky
Ken
drawers
Palm ratings. He's normally an ACC ref. I don't know. Oh, he's 39. Come on, give me a break.
That dude's
38.
He
might have plummeted after tonight.
He's below average.
He's only done one Baylor game, but it's Baylor VCU. It was the only other game he's done so far this year. But
he's looking forward to the Baylor Duke Elite Eight game coming up.
Golly.
We're gonna have a 2.0.
Oh man, yeah. Well, that's is that a wrap, Armstrong?
Yeah, we got no one else in the.
No one else. Okay, all right. Let's wrap this up. Kaysen, thank you for joining me on this post game podcast.
My pleasure.
And Armstrong, thank you for producing the show. You've been listening to a Sikkim 365 podcast post game. Baylor loses to Texas Tech 65-62. Next up, Oklahoma State. And like I said, you can't win. Let's see, what are they, 16? You can't win 24 in a row until you win one in a row. So beat Oklahoma State.
Second Bears.